System of units, dimensional analysis. Here we're going to be changing our units from one to another. Some standard conversions are 1 foot to 12 inches or 12 inches to 1 foot, 5280 feet in a mile or 1 mile is 5280 feet, 36 inches in a yard or 1 yard is 36 inches. Notice how you can have these conversions either way. So what you want to try to do is make sure you line them up with the number you're trying to convert so that they cancel. Here are the steps. You place the given example over 1. In order for a measurement to cancel, it has to appear in the numerator and denominator. So if you have feet divided by feet, both of those units cancel and that equals 1. But if you end up with feet times feet, that is going to equal feet squared. So use the conversion factor or factors that will allow you to go from the given example to the final answer. For instance, you want to convert 1,024 inches to feet. So you put the original number over 1, so 1,024 inches divided by 1, and you're going to multiply it by 1 foot over 12 inches. Notice on the original number, inches is in the numerator, so you want to make sure you pick the conversion factor where inches is in the denominator. So when you line it up, the inches divide by inches. And what you're left with is 1,024 times 1 in the numerator, and the denominator numbers are still 1 times 12, so that is going to be 1,024 divided by 12, which is 85.58 feet. Feet are the only units that are left, so that is in the answer. Next, you want to convert 854 feet to inches. So here again, you take the original number, put it over 1, so 854 feet over 1, and I'm still going to use the 12 inches over 1 foot. This time my original number has feet in the numerator, so my conversion factor has to have feet in the denominator. The feet divided by feet cancel, so the numbers that are left in the numerator are 854 times 12, and the denominator has a 1 times 1. So the answer is pretty much just 854 times 12, or 10,248 inches. If I want to convert 4.6 miles to inches, again, just using my conversion factors that I have on the other page, I take the original number, put it over 1, so 4.6 miles over 1. Now I'm going to get my miles to cancel, so I want to use 5280 feet over 1 mile, so mile over mile cancels. Now I need my feet to cancel because my original problem wants to go to inches. So if I put 12 inches over 1 foot, feet divided by feet cancels. So I'm going to have 4.6 times 5280 times 12 in the numerator, 1 times 1 times 1 in the denominator. You multiply those numbers out, and you end up with 291,456 inches. Some other conversion factors you can use for time are 60 seconds over 1 minute over 60 seconds, 60 minutes over 1 hour over 60 minutes, 24 hours in a day, 1 day is 24 hours, 365 days in a year, or 1 year is 365 days. So if you want to convert 82.9 feet per second to feet per hour, you line it up, 82.9 feet per second, and this time I'm going to get my seconds to cancel. My feet are fine, I just need to go from seconds to hours. So 60 seconds in 1 minute. Notice I put the seconds in the numerator because the original has the seconds in the denominator. Seconds divide by seconds. Then I need to cancel out my minutes, so 60 minutes in 1 hour. Minutes cancel. And your final answer is going to be 82.9 times 60 times 60. And again, the denominator still all has ones, but you also have an hour in the denominator too. So when you multiply this all out, you get 298 for 40 feet per hour. This time I want to convert 65 miles per hour to feet per second. So I want to get my miles to go to feet, and I want my hours to go to seconds. So in the last examples, we went from seconds to hours. This time I want to go hours to seconds. So let's work on the feet conversion first from miles to feet. So you take your original number, 65 miles per hour. The P in the original number means a division. So the miles goes in the numerator, the hours goes in the denominator. The conversion factor to get out of miles to feet is 5280 feet over 1 mile. So miles divided by miles, that cancels. And now my unit is feet. That's what I want, so I just leave that now. Now I work on my time. Notice I don't have to be right next to each other for things to cancel. I want to go from hours to seconds. I need two conversion factors if I'm using the only ones that I have here. So 1 hour is 60 minutes. Hours cancel. So I'm canceling here and here. And then I'm going to go 1 minute over 60 seconds. My minutes cancel, minutes to minutes. So finally, all the numbers in the numerator are 65 times 5280 times 1 times 1. In my denominator, I have 1 for the hour, 1 mile, 60. So I'm multiplying 65 times 5280, and then on the denominator, 60 times 60. Notice my units are feet per second. So that's going to give me 343, 200 feet over 3,600 seconds. Or once I divide those numbers out, I get 95.33 feet per second. Now let's say you texted someone while you were driving. It takes about 8 seconds to text someone hello, driving at 65 miles per hour. How many feet have you just traveled without looking at the road? So on the previous example, at 65 miles per hour, we are going 95.33 feet per second. And if I'm texting for 8 seconds, notice my seconds cancel, seconds over seconds. I multiply 95.33 times 8. That gives me 762.67 feet. So for those 8 seconds, the car went 762.67 feet. If you wanted to convert that to yards, 762.67 feet over 1 yard over 3 feet. Again, feet and feet cancel. That becomes 762.67 divided by 3, which is about 254.2 yards. Or if you think about it in terms of a football field as 100 yards, you divide it by 100 and you get approximately 2.5 football fields. So you basically traveled 2.5 football fields without looking at the road. Convert 38 square inches to square centimeters. The conversion for square inches to square centimeters, 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. So what I'm going to do is just spread this out twice. So square inches would be inches times inches. So I have 38 inches times inches over 1. The conversion factor, again, I need my inches to cancel, so I have to turn that the other way. So 2.54 centimeters per inch. Notice that only cancels 1 inch, the two that are in red. So I have to do it again. So 254 centimeters per 1 inch. Now inches cancel twice. Notice I have centimeters times centimeters in my final answer, which gives me my centimeters squared. So my answer is 38 times 2.54 times 2.54, which is 245.1608 square centimeters. If I want to convert 86 inches to centimeters, notice these are just regular inches, regular centimeters, not squared. So I only have to use the conversion once. So 86 inches over 1 times 2.54 centimeters per inch. Inches cancel, it's just a multiplication problem. So it's 218.44 centimeters. Notice these units are only centimeters, not centimeters squared, because I'm not doing it twice. If I convert 90 quarts to liters, the conversion is 1 quart is 0.9464 liters. So 90 quarts over 1 times 0.9464 liters over 1 quart. Notice the quarts cancel, quarts divided by quarts. So the problem is 90 times 0.9464 or 85.176 liters.